I hear a ton people say, I cannot balance laundry, I cannot balance the dishes, I cannot balance, I've got kids, I've got a husband, I've got meals to cook, and I've got this job, and I've got errands that I need to run. Once we're able to mitigate the areas that this is happening, we're able to not necessarily stop it, but lessen it, and thereby managing it. And if we're able to manage it a little bit easier in our lives, then the stress is going to lessen even more. Hey there, my name is Michelle. Welcome to another YouTube video. This video is going to be more of a podcast style, and it's going to be direct from my personal methodology about coaching. So I just want to begin with this. All things fall into entropy, which is gradual decline into disorder. This process is natural, and it's found within the second law of thermodynamics, meaning that it is scientific fact. It's literally a part of physics. And so you can't stop it. You can only reorganize what has become unorganized and recognize that this is going to keep happening. So let's talk about three different things. Come to peace with this, predict aspects of it, and learn to manage it, thereby mitigating its effects and your response to it. Let's talk about recognizing this is going to happen, okay? We have to recognize that there is no way to go away from entropy, the law of entropy. It just simply means that so we need to recognize that there's no way to get away from entropy. It is just simply going to happen. Think about when you are organizing your closet. You go to organize your closet, and then within a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it is a complete mess. That's just naturally going to happen. Then you have to reorganize it again. I usually organize mine seasonally, so winter, fall, spring, all of that, summer. And in that way, I'm able to keep it somewhat organized. And then as I go through clothes and change out clothes and buy clothes and give away clothes and whatever I do, it falls back into entropy. Then I have to reorganize it again. That's just one simple example of that, but entropy actually happens in every other area of our life. It happens mentally, it happens at work, it happens at school, whatever it is that you're doing, it happens with your goals. Things get out of order, and you have to put them back in order. And I just want us to recognize that this is a thing and that it's going to happen. And once we recognize that it's a thing and that it's going to happen, we can start working on the second point, which is predicting the fact that it's going to happen. So predicting it happening is going to save you a lot of mental and emotional and spiritual stress and physical stress too, because when things get out of order, we tend to beat ourselves up about it. We tend to overeat, we tend to overconsume, we tend to overrest, whatever it is that we tend to do when things start to get out of order and get out of hand, it's usually not a positive response. So let's start recognizing that these things are going to happen, and then predicting that these things are going to happen and the areas they're going to happen in will help us not only be able to lessen that stress of the entropy actually coming upon us, but also help us be able to mitigate, which is the third point. Once we're able to mitigate the areas that this is happening, we're able to not necessarily stop it, but lessen it, and thereby managing it. And if we're able to manage it a little bit easier in our lives, then the stress is going to lessen even more. And I think what happens is a lot of people just go, oh, my life is in shambles, and I'm just going to let it be in shambles because it's overwhelming me right now. You don't want it to overwhelm you to the point to where you're not doing anything about it. You've got to be willing to actually move forward and actually be willing to tackle the process. I think a lot of times too, what happens is people go, it's too big of a project, I can't handle it. Instead of going, let me do just this one part of the project. And then the next day do another part of the project, and the next day do another part of the project. If you break it down in that way, it's really not going to be this astronomical, difficult thing that cannot be done. It's simply something that takes time. Another point that I wanted to bring up in this video, which I'll make a whole nother video on this too, is work. A lot of times people have in their brain this idea that work is just this heavy, heavy thing that is too difficult for them. And if that is your attitude towards work, then that's part of the problem. Work is actually more of a time issue than it is a physical issue, especially as women. And I'm not trying to be sexist, I'm not saying anything like that, but typically speaking, unless you're a firefighter or unless you're some type of policewoman, usually our workloads as women are more of a mental load than an actual physical physical load. And so for you to say that it's too difficult, what you really mean is it's too time consuming. And so recognizing, okay, is this an actual time consuming effort? Is this a mental effort? Or is this an actual physical effort might help you when it comes to organizing and reorganizing what things need to be done, how they need to be done, and when they need to be done. So if we can think about work in a different method, and we can think about the entropy that we're going to encounter in a different method, that should be very, very useful to you. So let me recap one more time. Entropy is going to happen. What that means is that things are going to fall apart. In order to help ourselves from not letting that overwhelm us, we're going to recognize that it's going to happen. There's nothing we can do about that. We're going to try to predict the ways that it happens, and then we're going to mitigate those ways that it does happen. And in this way, entropy doesn't have to be this horrible, horrible thing that overwhelms us. And if you're having a hard time with actually getting some organization done in your life, I know that I hear a ton people say, I cannot balance laundry, I cannot balance the dishes, I cannot balance, I've got kids, I've got a husband, I've got meals to cook, and I've got this job, and I've got errands that I need to run. I feel that we need to start taking advantage of the world offers that are given us. And what I mean by that is, if you're not using some type of the food runs that they do, like an Uber, what is it called when you have food sent to your house? I'm completely blanking on this, but when food is sent to your house, that is what you need to be taking advantage of. That's one thing that you can be taking advantage of. Another thing you can be taking advantage of is delegation. Ask your husband to do more things. And if you don't have a husband, call up a friend. Be like, hey, can you come over? I really need some help tonight. And I bet anything that friend, if you guys can exchange that help for each other, that might be super beneficial, not only to have some friend time down, but to also get the help that you need. And if you can't call a friend or a family member, then hire a service if possible. Maybe it's somebody that comes in once every 2 Saturdays or once a month to get done just some of the stuff that is totally overwhelming you. Whether you're getting caught up on laundry, or whether you're like, well, you just do the floors and the bathrooms, and then I can focus on these things and focus on my family and focus on my job. And in whatever way it is that you need to delegate, maybe delegation is something that you need to take into consideration. And that could go for your cooking as well. It could go for meal prep. Ask around for your friends, hey, what type of skills, you probably know somebody who's a good cook. Ask your friend, hey, give me tips on this thing. You could always go to YouTube. YouTube is a great source for things like that. Hey, how can I actually delegate these tasks in a way that are going to make sense for my family and in a way that is going to be conducive for my environment? You also might need to change your environment up a little bit. And that means that you might need to put things in a better flow. You might need to make sure that things are, for instance, the trash is maybe closer to the door, or that the laundry is maybe, I don't know what your flow is in your house, but maybe that the laundry, and I'm just coming off the cusp with this, is more of a line, of a straight line going to it. Like for me, for instance, I know that our bedroom is way in the back and our laundry is way back here, and so I tend to take a basket in front of the laundry room, and then I put the laundry in the laundry, and then I know if there's an empty basket there, there's laundry to be shifted. And so it just helps me remember what's going on and helps me keep things in mind. Now, if you don't like having your stuff out in the open, I totally understand. But for me, that doesn't bother me because nobody's coming over to judge me. I live in this house. I'm not one that's like, it has to be sparkling clean because people live here. And that's just me. It doesn't need to be pristine. But if that's something that's helpful for you, find those little things that are helpful for you. Another tip that I think is going to be really helpful when it comes to organization and not letting entropy completely take over your life is the idea that if you can do little things, add little things to every task. So instead of walking into the kitchen, getting a snack and that's all you do, maybe walk into the kitchen, get a snack and clean the counter. Or same thing with cooking. While you're cooking, clean up. I know a lot of people don't do that. I know a lot of people do. But if you can clean as you go, that might be super helpful for you as well. So just little tips and tricks like that. Same thing with the bathroom. If you can go to the bathroom and sweep up for a second while you're in there, I don't know, brushing your teeth. I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there. That might be super easy. Tiny tasks that you can add on to whatever it is that you're going. If you're heating up your coffee, if you're I always, my mind is apparently on snacks because I keep going to grabbing a snack and heating something up in the microwave, anything like that. And I tend to go to the kitchen too because I know the kitchen for me is a big, I get super irritated when the kitchen is a mess. So you need to think about what bothers you the most and think about, okay, how can I add a task onto something I'm already doing to make my life simpler at the end of the day. The last thing that I want to talk about when it comes to entropy and trying to make sure that you are taking care of specifically the home, but it could be really anything. It could be your job. Let's think about the idea that not everything has to be done every single day. You could designate a day for something and that might take a workload off of your mind. If you're able to compartmentalize, it doesn't have to be mental, you could write it all down, you could plan it out on like a Sunday or something or a Saturday, whatever works for you. But if you can compartmentalize the tasks, like, okay, Monday's laundry, Tuesday is floors, Wednesday is bathrooms, whatever it is, however you want to do that. That might also be helpful for you rather than going, I have all of this filing that I need to do and I have all of this, I want to hang things. It doesn't have to be negative things. It could be like, I want to decorate. I want to make sure that I am spending some me time. I want to be able to read. Whatever it is that you're trying to fit into your day that you're having a hard time doing because of the chaos around you, maybe breaking the days up might be helpful for you to feel like you're accomplishing a lot without having to do too much. And the last thing that I'll say is probably going to be the most poo-pooed of them all, and that would be wake up early. And I hate to say that because I know a lot of people are like, no, I need my sleep. I feel the same way. I need my sleep. But waking up early, I'm recognizing in my own experience that there's no way around it. I'm just going to have to. If I want to get all the things done that I need to get done and have time for myself and my husband and my baby, I'm going to have to get up early. You have to get up early. Psalm 31 woman, she rises before the sun. And women hate that. It sucks. That's where you're going to get the most out of your time because you have your own you time to get the you things done so that you can be ready to delegate and to organize and to tackle and to really just make sure that entropy doesn't get the best of you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. My name is Michelle, by the way. I don't think I said that. I am a personal development and mindset coach for women. I'm the owner of The Best Part. I started that business so that I could help women overcome so that they can become overjoyed. This is something that is very meaningful to me in my life. I feel that that's what God has placed me on this planet to do. I have a love for coaching and I want to help. I don't want women to feel like they can't do the things that they want to do. And it doesn't have to be just laundry. It could be gardening. It could be you want to sew. It could be you want to sit down and play the guitar. Whatever it is that you do in your life, there's no reason that you can't enjoy your special you time and take care of the things that you need to take care of. That's part of what I do as a coach, is I help make sure that you have harmony in your household and that your environment is conducive to making sure that you're able to take care of what's most important to you. And that includes yourself. So like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. I will have my website posted below. I do have several packages that I'm running. If you have any questions about any of those, check out my website and give me a call. The call is always free. It's just a quick 30-minute consultation where we talk about what's going on and we talk about your needs and figure out if we're a good fit. So don't hesitate to reach out if you're having any problems or if you just have any questions. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.